I just joked the band director. I got a brand new saxophone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with some interesting news, I should say. For all of you guys who probably already know, the Switch 2 pre-orders just recently went live, and let's just say it was a battle. To get your hands on a Switch 2 pre-order receipt screen was like trying to find a needle in a haystack that was on fire inside of Atlantis in a burning building that you could find in Invisible City. Like, that was a terrible analogy, but you know what I'm trying to say. It was almost impossible to get. Now, you're probably wondering the big question, did you get your hands on a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order receipt? And I mean, like, technically I did, but the way how I got it is pretty interesting. And I'm gonna tell you guys that story right now. So let's go back where it all started. It was 11 o'clock and I was super hyped. I thought this is gonna be easy. I had a whole bunch of tabs pulled open. I took some videos because I didn't know if I was gonna need this footage or not. Thank God I took these videos because I have footage of the chaos as it unfolded. But anyway, I took some videos of the tabs that I had open. I had one tab for Target, one tab for Best Buys, one tab for GameStop, and I think one tab for Walmart. Yeah, I was prepared. And I had messages from my brother coming in every single second telling me what to do, when to get ready, all this information. And me and my brother were prepared. We were going to get a Switch 2 no matter what happened. And emphasis on the no matter what happened part, because what happened next was chaos. So 12 o'clock comes and nothing really happened. Every website still says the same thing. I'm refreshing every single one of my tabs. Nothing happens. About 12:02, I refresh the Target tab and it says sold out. Somehow the Switch 2 pre-orders sold out in no joke, like 5 seconds than being live. I would come to realize that that wasn't actually the case, and it was a glitch on Target's side, and they actually had a whole bunch in stock. It's just, it said sold out, so I almost closed out of the Target tab. But then my brother texted me and said, don't close out of Target, it's just a glitch, they actually have more. So I was spamming, refreshing Target, trying to get it to say more in stock. So it finally said they had some in stock, and I bought it. No, the story's not over there. I went to add it to my cart and the website crashed. Everything crashed. I opened the Target app on my phone. Yes, I downloaded the Target app just for a Switch 2 pre-order. Yeah, this is chaos. And nothing happened. Still didn't work. It was like driving me pretty much insane, because if you guys didn't know, this was a Wednesday night when this happened, and your boy got school the next day. You can't be staying up that late. I literally, no joke, I'll tell you guys a little bit about this later. I went to school the next day with that pounding headache. Like, my head was on fire because of how late I stayed up. Let's get back to the story. So I had a pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2 in the cart for Target, but I couldn't access it because the website's crashed. So I thought I was done with Target and I had it safe, and now I went on to the other 3 tabs to try to see if I can get one from them. So I kept refreshing Walmart, and my brother kept texting me, try Walmart, try Walmart, try Walmart. You don't understand how, you know those AI tests where it's like, find the giraffe in this photo? Those tests have never been harder when you're panicking, trying to get in so you can buy yourself a Switch 2. I was pressing every single square besides the giraffe. My finger was like a butterfinger. I just kept missing her. I just kept clicking the wrong ones, and I could tell what a giraffe is. Like, if you put a giraffe in front of me, I would say, oh, giraffe. But no, I could not tell what a giraffe was to save my life. So I finally completed that AI section, and there's another AI section. Simple enough. It just says, hold down to prove you're a human. I kept holding, and holding, and holding. It would not work for some reason. So I crashed out, closed out of Walmart, and I was like, you know what? We don't need one from Walmart. Forget them. We don't need one. So I moved on to GameStop and Best Buys. Both, for some reason, not working. On the official Best Buy's website, it said pre-orders go live at 12 a.m. on Thursday. It was like 12:15-ish, and they still weren't live. I was panicking, spamming refresh, nothing was happening. So I just sat back and I just waited for something to happen. The Target website still crashed. Everything was down. I was panicking. And then for some strange reason, I tried Walmart again after the whole AI incident, and they let me in. So I was in line to get a Switch 2 from Walmart as well. So I had one, in case you're keeping track at home, I had a Switch 2 in the cart of Target. Then I had a Switch 2 in line to, well, I was in line to get one. I didn't really necessarily have one, but I was in line to get one from Walmart. So looking at the odds of my hands, I was gonna get a Switch 2. That is until, well, Target decided to stop loving me and hated me, and it just kept. Ugh! Target comes back and the website's online. So I go to the cart, put all my credit card info in. I'm not gonna show you guys a screen recording of that because I would probably get arrested. Anyway, I put my information in, my home address, all that good stuff. I pressed purchase button right here. I pressed purchase, kept saying error. I didn't understand what was happening, but I knew one thing. There's a lot more people out there trying to get their hands on a Switch 2 than I originally thought. You're probably thinking like, it's a Switch 2, brand new console, everyone's gonna be trying to get that. Why weren't you expecting for pre-orders to be hectic? It's because in my little brain of mine, I thought, oh, I'm gonna be the luckiest person and get one before everyone else. That's not how it went. So I'm panicking. My mom's coming in my room and saying like, basically she's like, yo, it's 1 in the morning. What are you doing still up? Go to bed. You have school in the morning. You're gonna be tired. And I was like, I gotta get a Switch 2. I'm not leaving this chair until either all pre-orders go offline or I have one. Which is, looking back, that was kind of a dumb plan. What if it like never opened and I was just sitting there until like 6 in the morning waiting for it to go live? We don't need to worry about that because finally got in line for the Best Buy's Nintendo Switch 2. For some strange reason, Best Buy's was behind schedule and they decided to come up at like 12:30. So we got in line for Best Buy's and we were all set. I was in line for Best Buy's, Walmart, and I had one in my cart for Target. A little bit after that, I got the worst news of my life, that Target is sold out. And for some reason, I was the only one unable to buy one from Target because everyone else's carts apparently worked except for mine. So that was that. I closed out of Target and that's 1 out of 4 stores down the drain. Let's remove them from our list. Now about this time, GameStop finally came online and I was trying to get one from GameStop and I was panicking, still waiting in line for all the other companies. Nothing was happening. And that's when I received the most crazy, exciting news from my brother that I could have ever received. You see, if you guys don't know, I'm not trying to like go on a whole story time about this. This is like a story from another video. But my brother is actually a YouTuber as well, named Nintendo Land. This is what he looks like. Well, his YouTube channel looks like. Not him. He's not a cartoon. My brother's not a cartoon. But anyway, he texted me and he was like, yo, I got a Switch 2 for you. I got one from Target. I think it was Target. But he's like, I got one for you and I'm gonna send it to you. Don't worry, you can close out of all of your tabs and stuff. He didn't know this because like he was like at his house and I was at mine and like we were like texting back and forth, but we weren't able to like communicate. So he didn't know what I was going through. I hope he watched this video and sees the pain that I went through to try to get one. But thank you, brother, if you're watching this, for buying me a Switch 2. And I will be paying you back somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna get $500 of money, but I will be finding a way to pay you back. This was about the time where I was about to go to bed and my brother texted me again and he says, it was like a couple hours after all this Switch 2 drama ended and the pre-orders ended. My brother texted me, he said, I managed to get 3 Switch 2s online and he also was gonna go camp out to the physical store. If you guys wanna hear his perspective of this story, you can go watch his video in the description down below or click the tab. You could click the link right here-ish area. I don't know how to point without looking. So you could click the link there or click the link in the description down below. But his video is pretty cool. He showed his perspective of his crash out and why the Switch 2 pre-orders was a mess. But I was laying in bed trying my hardest to fall asleep after all this excitement, if you can call it that. when I got a message from him saying he got 3 Switch 2s from online and he was gonna send me one and I got to pick which one I wanted. He let me choose if I wanted the regular Switch 2 or the Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World, which that's a W brother move right there. Like, can we get W brother in the comments? Thank you brother, you're the best. So of course, I picked the Mario Kart bundle, you know, gotta get the Mario Kart. And then after that, I went to bed with a smile on my face, knowing that I didn't have to sit there and go through the pain and misery, which is the Switch 2 pre-orders. Real quick, I'm gonna show you a little sneak peek of the next day because I didn't really take much footage because I'm in school. You can't really like record in school. But I had no sleep that night. I only got like a total of 4 hours of sleep. I went to school, I was super tired. I was like dead. Even all my friends were like, yo, you're dead. I can tell, like you look like you're dead. I was almost slept during one of my classes. I had to try not to. I was this close to sleeping. But yeah, that was my hectic story. And if you guys want to hear some more gaming related stories like this one, where I sit down, look at a camera for like 15 minutes to just start talking, let me know, because I really enjoyed filming this video. It was a lot easier than all my other videos I filmed in the past. And if you guys want to see some more story time videos just like this one, let me know in the comments down below. So without further ado, I'll see you guys all in the next one. And my last bit of advice to you is if you don't have a Switch 2 yet, just wait for it to come out and try to get one in, because I do not recommend trying to pre-order one. It was a pain. Bye!